Hello, everyone.
Boys!
God damn, this took a long time to set up.
Oh my god, this is a long time coming.
Yeah, we planned this like a
We
good
talked about this.
couple
Yeah, we talked
months
about this
ago.
shit a long ass time ago.
Toys from long ago. I want to talk about toys.
Okay, but first things first, before we start with anything, Cable, no. Balloons are not toys.
Fuck you, balloons are toys!
They are
kinda,
shaming
you know,
you. Look at them.
I was thinking about that shit, Chibi. I kind of side with Cable on this one.
No.
Yeah.
Here's the only thing. As a kid, I would play with balloons like they were toys. Thing.
See, Chibi, what you don't understand is you just probably didn't know how to play with them to make them toys, alright? You ever, like, put a toy inside of a balloon before you blow it up, and then blow it up and tie it off so that you got your toy in, like, this impenetrable force field? Then you just start smashing it into other toys because that's what kids do?
No!
That's how you play with a balloon. Well, I'm sorry, alright? I'm sorry your childhood was rocks and mashed potatoes, because you didn't have toys then.
Damn. What the
Fucking,
fuck?
I just never, like, there was like those fairs and shit, you know, those county fairs or whatever the fuck kind of come around.
Yeah.
I had a foil Leonardo toy, the balloon from like, one of the fairs, and it had like the foil like sword out and everything. So, and I played with that until you know there was a pop that would no longer hold air.
Do you know what? I don't think balloons, like normal balloons, are toys. Those are decorations. But those really like heavy, like round ones that have like the rubber string on them that you bash against your hand, those ones are the toy ones.
No, that's training equipment.
What about the balloons that were like they look like grenades and you fill them with water, tie them off, and you just go around and splash people with water
A
grenades?
water
Yeah.
balloon.
Yeah, but they were specifically like painted to look like grenades, and they're funny.
Oh, I know what
Oh,
you're
yeah,
talking
I know
about.
what you're talking about. Yeah.
I don't get this though. I don't get how you guys can't I can't understand this. It's like you've never been a small child with your little like propeller rainbow cap on, and you're just outside in the garden playing with the balloon, going tee hee 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 in the warm spring day.
I
Just
think
with
that
a
might just
balloon.
be a you thing, Cable.
No. See, I would play with balloons differently is the thing, because with me and balloons, it would become a game of don't let the balloon touch the ground, and I would have to.
Yes.
you.
Yes,
Thank you.
actually, yes.
Okay,
That's how
I
you
got-
play with a balloon.
Yeah.
I got a fucking weird story when it comes to a balloon.
What you got?
Okay.
It was at a wedding. I brought one home with me, right? It was a helium-filled one. I tied a foam disc to the bottom of it, and it was just perfect weight enough to keep it from, like, not being too high up or touching the ground. It used to float around my room. I drew a face on it, and I called it a balloon wife.
Oh dear. That's depressing.
It used to circle around my room and not hit anything on the way around.
It was just
Hey.
taking a look.
I thought that was
Look at
gonna
me.
go the way of like, and I would have my tea set out, and I would paint a little face on it and put a hat on it, and it would join me.
I thought you were gonna go with the story I went with helium balloons, Jack. I was like, oh, I drew a little face on it, but then I got rid of it when I discovered you can inhale the helium
Yes.
from those balloons.
Consume the balloon.
That's a toy, alright, Jimmy, that's a toy. Being 9 years old at a birthday party when nobody's watching and then just going, hey, this is fun. And just having fun, passing out from the headache is great.
Helium.
I fucking loved getting high off helium as a child.
It's amazing. People don't tell you. There's fun ways kids. You want to talk about getting high off of something that doesn't count as a toy, but is a toy, all right? Them fucking dry erase markers you would get in school.
Oh yes.
Maddie, don't you got a recent story with that?
Well, I
no.
was sniffing markers a little bit ago, but it wasn't like compulsively. Like
I mean, it kind of is for us at this point.
sometimes
like-
I need to wake myself up and I see a sharp. on my desk.
Sound like a
That's-
fucking addict.
That's all you need to know.
Guys, I can quit it anytime.
As a child, I would get high off the good shit window cleaner. Okay, that shit.
Eat the stuff, Batty. That's different.
Yeah, I did. I would spray it on my tongue and then sniff it.
Oh my god. Are you sniffing your tongue?
Well, you stick your tongue out.
And get it all the way up your nostril?
Can you guys not touch your nose to your tongue?
No,
No,
I'm not a chameleon.
weird.
I don't have to like.
Okay,
get little buggies off my nose.
I just checked. I can't do it anymore either. It's fucked up.
Did your nose grow or your tongue shrink? I'm scared.
What? One of the two.
Like they both morphed. There, one went down and one went up.
Okay.
But
Toys.
So let's do this proper. We all have a bunch of photos, and then we'll probably eventually go into some other toys that we don't have at the current moment, because people got collections apparently.
Yeah.
In terms of collections and thing we had, can I just ask everybody at the table a question?
Yeah.
Who else has scraped their knuckles revving up a Beyblade?
Yeah.
Looking at Jack.
Yeah.
The thing is, on my case there, I brought out 3. I have like 20 odd. I think I'm like edging on 30.
No, we'll deal with that later. First off, we have an image. We have this image here that's up on screen, which is like Dan's collection. Not everything.
Not even close.
We'll get to that. There's a couple of other photos we'll be bringing in periodically.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I hate the fact that you got mad toys that I want.
There is some gems in there, as you can see.
Well, I didn't know you got Steven Universe toys.
Don't even fucking kid about that shit.
You don't want. You
might as well just call it a pet rock.
Yo, for real. Let's go back on this shit real quick. Pet rock. Oh god, I miss Samson.
Just put some.
I took good care of that rock. All right, for like the whole 3 days I had it before I threw it into the ocean because I wanted to see it sink.
Jeez.
I live near the beach. All right.
But how do you explain those 4 puppies?
Listen, all right. The puppies knew what they were. Oh, that's Krang. I thought it was a Thumb action figure. I was about to get mad at you. I was like, I want a Thumb.
Fucking Krang.
I want a
Of course you would want a thumb cable.
I do. I want an Angry Joe action figure.
Okay. Fucking Dan, would you like to explain what we have here?
Alright, well, you want to start off with Domo-kun on top of the pile?
That's up to you. Do what you feel.
Alright, going from the top of the pyramid, because I just had these all set up on a bureau, like, next to my books. Because I just stacked my books all on top of each other, because I don't have a bookshelf. I just have a big bureau.
I gotta send you a bookshelf.
I also made it, like, impossible to get to, because I have to go across a mountain to shit in a recliner that's loaded up with clothes just to get to this bureau. So I can't even open this fucking thing for the life of me. It's like 100 t-shirts in there.
You got an Ultraman toy? Oh no, it's Lord Zed. Is that, what is that? I can't tell.
Okay, Lord Zed is in there. On top, no, that's Gridman.
Ninja!
Oh, fucking yeah, you bringing up Ninja! I got Ninja!
Toys make me
I got the fucking, that tiger, the white tiger Megazord. I got regular Megazord with the Dragon Zord on it. I got a bigger Goldar and a smaller Goldar that's just peeking in from the left side.
Oh, I am Goldar.
Now, Chibi, you were talking earlier about Homer Simpson looking stoned out of his mind, looking scared, looking at Stay Puft.
Yeah.
That Homer Simpson is a talking clock.
Oh. So he is stoned out of his mind, is what you're saying.
The eyes actually do move. And so do the arms.
That's terrifying.
It's even worse is what he says when he wakes you up. He's like, wow, you say a lot of incriminating evidence in your sleep. It's like, wake up! Your dinner's getting cold and eaten! He's got like a bunch of different lines he says. I picked it up at like a Spencer Gifts.
So, I have a question.
What up?
What's the one that looks like it's, the one with the blue hair that looks like it's made out of fabric? Like it's like a towel?
Oh! Okay, yeah. Actually, those were made for me for characters that I had designed like back in high school when I was originally like writing a book with them and making like a comic that went nowhere.
Are those them?
That's them. That's the characters I made back in the day. Girl I was with like years ago, she actually made me those 2 fabric dolls, and she also made me a painting.
Yo.
Like a big like framed painting that's so big I can't hang it.
You've told me this story a bunch. I don't think I've ever actually seen them.
Yeah, that's them. They look really nice. Like, she was really good at making little dolls.
So,
definitely, those things are cool.
Those are really fucking cool. I just noticed that, freaking, Cable's head blocks one very important toy. A California raisin.
And I'm censoring them.
Why? I got there's a California raisin right there next to Ultimate Muscle.
They
They
look
look like James Brown. I don't want them here.
I was just saying they look like scroats, but okay.
They look like if you put James Brown in a bathtub and let him dehydrate.
I can tell you all sorts of like I had a bunch of like those Darkwing Duck toys and they were cool as shit.
Darkwing toys.
Like probably I don't know why one of my favorite ones on that shelf. One of my favorite ones for some reason is that plastic tauntaun behind Lord Zed.
Oh my god!
I just love fucking just a toy tauntaun for no reason with no other Star Wars toys except for like that Yoda that came from Taco Bell.
Chalupa.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But so you also noted, yes, Lord Zed is wearing a WCW championship belt.
Because he's the champion.
He's the master of the universe. He won that championship belt.
He beat Tommy Oliver for it. He ran up to him and went,
I used to have a WWF wrestling ring, and I had a whole bunch of wrestling toys. And I was like, hey, these guys are like roughly the same size. So Lord Zed, of course, beat the shit out of all of them. You know, taking on Triple H, going, oh.
Oh, just you wait till we get to fucking toy crossover battles. I got some fucking stories for y'all. I wish I still had them, but I gave all my actual toys to my my younger
You did a whole bunch of like you crossed over your toys also, like some big interdimensional battle.
Heck yeah.
That you know how everybody had like the WWE wrestling ring?
Yes.
I didn't have that. I had the Tenkaichi Budokai ring.
Oh shit! Oh, that's way cooler.
With the backdrop. You ever see a Charizard go toe-to-toe with an immovable Vegeta that you push a button that makes a little orb in its hand glow?
Yeah.
Vegeta never won because he couldn't move his arms. Charizard had mad posability on him, son.
I'm seeing also a tiny pig knight. I see your Soundwave. You mentioned there was something special about that Soundwave toy.
That Soundwave, yeah, he's an SD card player. So
Really?
you can actually plug headphones into him. And turn them into the radio. That's fully transformable.
In another image here, I see that you have some Robocop stuff going on here.
Dude, that Ed 209 toy is the coolest shit. That's like that thing used to use pop caps.
Really?
Yeah, the ones that like I think those things were actually like strips of gunpowder.
Oh.
Yeah, because it had the metal pin that you pull back, and so it's like cocking back a hammer, and you actually hit those freaking strips, so it sounds like gunshots. Every RoboCop toy had that.
Jesus Christ!
Each Robocop toy was armed.
He was ready.
Yeah, they all had these special things in the back that you could like pull it back open to put in the strip of pop caps, and you just like go bah, 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 and you just smell all like the sulfur and shit in your room.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because it actually sparked up.
That toys were fucking dangerous.
Can I just say though, like hearing stories like that and just thinking about like now, because I'm sure we all have like at least somebody younger or like a little cousin or brother or sibling or something like that. It's like toys today are such weak sauce.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh cool, it sticks to something. Great. I'm very impressed by that.
A quarter for.
You hit a button and it makes a noise.
I got a fucking Kids Next Door play submarine when I was a kid. That shit had like 8 different fucking vehicles built into it. You could detach it and reattach it. It had a trap door, and I pinched my finger in it so many times. But that toy was fun.
I've seen like kids' toys today that are like $50 or so that like my nephew will get. Not that much, but you get the idea. Like expensive toys, I'm like half paying attention right now. And I remember from Walgreens, like I had the bootleg cheap ass like $5 to $2 toys at Walgreens would be like better. I specifically remember these bootleg Voltrons that I had that were labeled as Power Rangers toys, even though they were Voltrons. you could combine them together to make the Voltron. And it was
that's cool as shit, though.
Yeah. But I always think back to that because like that was like the little coolest fucking toy, and it was a shitty bootleg.
All right, I'll mention like one other thing. Like, oh, besides the fact that like, hey, Cable, check out who's up on top there, like right next to the books.
Hold on.
Saba.
Fucking Saba.
Saba! Oh, I didn't even get to mention that, Dan. You got both of the fucking things, and I hate you because I wanted...
I got Saba and the Dragon Dagger.
Oh my god. I don't have either, and I really want them both.
Oh,
Power Rangers was my shit.
So fucking fun as a kid, like, having that shit. But more, like, also, like, that little Mew that's down there, that came from Burger King. Like, back when Burger King, it had all 151 Kanto Pokemon.
Jesus.
Yeah. I remember because I had a Vileplume.
That's the Vileplume right there, Batty.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, I see it! I see it!
Yeah! That's him!
He looks derpy as hell, and I love him.
Yeah! It was like one of my favorite ones, because it's also heavy. You can also hurt someone if you throw it at people.
Oh, okay. That's the reason you like it. Okay.
Wait, no, it's because he's a great keychain.
On top of, like, just to follow up with what you just said, Chibi, I'm gonna post this right here. Please put this up real quick.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys remember these from Burger King. Do you remember those fucking Dragon Ball Z statues they had?
Yes! They came with trading cards!
They came with trading cards, and there was all silver except for that one golden, like, Goku statue that you could... I never got it, and I wanted it so bad. I only ever got the Goku, and I got a Piccolo.
Cable, if I can find mine, do you want it? I still have them in the plastic, I think.
Yes! Please!
I think I still have, like, all those dudes in the plastic. I know I have,
like,
somewhere. But fucking... One last thing, that Mew, I would take that Mew with me when I did like Pokemon trading card like meetups and tournaments.
Did you get in trouble because they said hacks?
They should have, because I fucking won one of them.
And I was gonna talk about that too, but apparently the group vetoed me. Trading cards don't count as toys.
Look, I'll accept trading cards are like a game, like a tabletop game. Which, at the same time, some tabletop games, like board games and shit, might as well be toys. But I just feel a little differently about, like, trading cards.
It's a tomato-tomato situation, honestly. I think they are, but I can understand the reason behind them not being.
How much do you want that ninja, though? Fucking ninja! Ninja!
So
Evo makes me angry!
Angry!
Okay. I'm stall for time while I'm pulling up Cable stuff.
I'll just keep talking about other stuff. It's like little things that used to happen. Because what I loved about older toys when I had them is, like, they didn't have to do a whole bunch of flashy shit. It's like your imagination could let some really fun stuff happen. Like, the best combination I ever had was when I had toys and then I got Play-Doh, because I could form the Play-Doh into other shit to use with the toys.
Fuck yeah.
That was my toy, basically.
Like, with all my Dragon Ball Z toys, I had a big thing of blue Play-Doh. Guess how Kamehameha waves were launched?
Dude, I had like a weird ass, like, kind of similar story. I was using Play-Doh with Dick Tracy henchmen. Yeah, like that was like them getting like upgrade armor.
See, that's how you do that. And even little simple things too, like when I would go to work, like where my mom's job was, like I would bring toys with me sometimes and I would get bored. So I would just go into like the waiting room of the reception area. I would grab tissues and then I would just tie them around the necks and then bam, capes.
Like, not only that shit, dude, if you had Play-Doh and you had Power Ranger action figures but you couldn't get Putty Patrol, instant solution.
Yeah, just don't put Z's on them.
Then they go down in one shot.
Can I derail for a second to talk about the cape thing for a second? Because I actually have a story about that. One Halloween, we're gonna talk about Mr. Sniffles, but not right now. We're gonna talk about Mr. Sniffles later. But Mr. Sniffles was my favorite toy growing up. I fashioned a cape for him, not out of toilet paper or like tissue paper, but out of normal paper. And because it was Halloween, I wanted to make him like a vampire. He was like Dracula.
Adorable.
I had to connect the two pieces of paper together, and I accidentally on Halloween ended up stapling my finger for the first time.
Yeah!
Hell
You'll never
yeah.
forget the first time you ever put a staple through your finger.
It was fucking horrifying. I nearly fainted.
First time I did that was in class. I had one of those. Like that's when I figured out that you could unlatch the stapler and you could just like keep like clenching it in your hand and firing it like, oh my god, new toy! Staple, 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 staple.
I unfortunately don't have a stapling my hand story. I can tell you all about a stapling my foot story.
That sounds way more painful.
It is. You know how you said you can unlatch a stapler and you just go staple, staple, staple?
Yeah.
I was doing a project for school and I had one of those big like boards on the ground and I was putting pieces of paper on it because I was being lazy and it was a way to phone in doing my school project. I put the stapler down to go to the kitchen to get something to drink. Didn't realize there was a piece of paper on top of the stapler when I came back. And then guess where I stepped walking back into my room?
Ouch.
And that's how I stapled part of my project to my foot.
Then he upgraded the nail guns.
Well, yeah.
Yo. No, I upgraded to fucking cheese knives after that. I still have a scar on my thumb from that. That's a toy we can talk about. The time I got a cheese knife from my fucking uncle's wedding, and I was way too old to have this happen because I was like 17. And no, actually, because I was like 19 when I did this. I was just heating up a piece of plastic and using a candle because that was already dangerous. And then once it was nice and melty, I was going into it with a fucking cheese knife. And then, you know how when plastic starts to harden again, it gets really smooth?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah, as I was on the backswing with the cheese knife, it hardened. So it just went zoop, right through the side of my thumb. And I still have a scar just underneath my thumb from where I basically fucking almost cut my thumb off with a cheese knife. And I was so embarrassed, I never told anybody how that fucking happened. Until now.
Today.
Okay, everything's kind of here. So,
More or less.
explain, Campbell. What do you have here? What's
you
your
put the-
shit?
Did you get the Buffy toys too?
No, that's too many fucking photos. I'll get to them when I get
Those
to
are
them.
important though. The Buffy
I
toys
will
are very
get to
important.
them.
Alright.
Clear things
Let's
out
start-
first.
Let's start from the left moving over. That is my Green Ranger helmet I got from a Toys R Us that was going out of sale. Because ever since I was a child, I've always wanted a fucking Power Rangers helmet. Specific colors in order, but Green Ranger was always top of the list. Well, second. White Ranger's number one, but green's better.
Yeah.
I was so happy to fucking find that I didn't even have money on me when I found it there. And I had to tell my friend, dude, I will pay you back. Just buy this right now. And he was like, no. I was like, dude, buy it right now. And I had to throw a fucking mini tantrum at like 24 years old at a Toys R Us. Like, dude, I will pay you back when I get home. Buy the shit right now or I'm not leaving the store. Because I needed that green... The Toys R Us was going out of business. I wasn't sure if I was going to get one after that. Because I didn't want to order one online because I'm stubborn.
Yeah.
But... fucking love that thing. Like, the only issue is I wear glasses, so I can't actually wear it. Because my glasses get in the way, and if I take them off, I can't see anything.
Also,
So
it's the studio series. They weren't really meant to be worn, were they?
I mean, it's very comfortable when you wear it. Like, it stays in place and it looks really good, too. It's just... I can't. It's a forbidden fruit. That's why it stays in the closet where I don't look at it and get sad.
Reminds me when my brother's friend brought over the like a Darth Vader helmet you could put on. It's like you put the face mask on, then you put the dome head thing on. Like secondly, like that, it got so freaking hot so fast, and the eyes fogged up.
Yeah, you know what?
Walking around blind, bumping into shit, going, I can't breathe in here.
Fucking listen, toy developers, if you guys hear this fucking podcast, here's a little tip for you. We can put a man on the moon. We can fucking do like cross-country planetary like fucking communications via the internet. You can't make a toy mask visor that doesn't fog up. How the fuck is that not something we can't have right now? Like shit.
You know, I know the audience can't see it, but I do notice that there's a tiny little Agretzico like keychain that's off in the corner there.
Oh, that wasn't even meant to be. Oh shit, I forgot about those too. I was like getting really into like collecting those little keychains and stuff that I was buying in fucking. Oh, why can't I remember? Newberry Comics. You know, I have for every Agretzko one, I was looking for a Fenico like nobody's fucking business.
Yeah,
I want a Fenico
everyone
so
wanted
bad.
that, and then they didn't do it.
No, there's a Fenico one in there. I just didn't get it. And I will tell you this: I got both of the secret keychains and every version of the Agretzko keychain and everyone else but a Fenico.
Oh,
I have every keychain on the back of those packages but Fenico. I got 2 Haidas. I didn't even want them.
Why would you?
I also have a Dark Aqua and a Namine, and you can't really see it, but if you look in that other picture too, I actually do have like a stuffed animal version of Stocking's cat from Panty and Stocking, like the Skull Cat.
I saw that. Yeah.
Love that thing. They just sit behind my monitor. But no, in terms of toys, like all the way to the far right, you know, I got my Kingdom Hearts toys that actually I'll circle back to those because those are important in a second, but I'll work my way over. Next to that Odachi replica, which I do play with and have broken many things in my room, is my Madara Uchiha Gunbai, which is so goddamn heavy that you can't one-hand it, but I really want to, and I love that thing so much, but it just has to sit on the ground because I'm not strong enough to lift it. I love, like, people get these things for cosplays. I buy them because they're just fun to play with, and I like collecting them. Like these are my shits. And with those 3 Keyblades I have right there, I will not lie to anybody in this chat. You have 3 Keyblades, and I like One Piece. I tried to do the Zoro thing with them at once.
Oh no, 3 Keyblade style.
Yep, I tried to do the Zoro thing. And the Kingdom Key slipped, it pushed my lip into my canine tooth, and that is how my lip got swollen for a week.
Hell yeah.
But damn it, was I not happy with that. I fucking love those things. Like, I've done full cosplays with them too, and I usually get a lot of like nice compliments about them. They weren't even that expensive either, they're like $30 a piece. You can get them off Amazon if anybody ever wants one. Power Rangers figurines, I got those from a friend for my birthday. I got my talking Zack and Chris Oni Plays plushies. I know, Dan, you have some as well.
No, I wish I did.
I thought you bought them.
No, I didn't.
Oh, shit. Damn, you should have told me. I would have bought you some. Then, you know, I got my Super Saiyan Blue Dynamic Pose Goku statue. A lot of these I buy from, like, anime conventions and shit. Like, I don't necessarily...
I bought on launch there.
Oh, that launch, I actually, there's a thing you can do online. It's called, like, Toriba. It's, like, the online crane game thing. I won the launch and the Super Sonico from that just for free because I got, like, the free tokens. But I had to get rid of it because I won those 2. I spent more money than I'm comfortable saying I spent trying to win Boa Hancock, so I had to stop doing that.
Uh-huh.
Yikes.
And last but not least, on that page right there, those Kingdom Hearts toys in that box right there were special release limited edition toys that came with the release of Kingdom Hearts 3. And on top of getting the custom PlayStation 4 that came with it, I ordered these with the the collector's edition for the game. And as far as I know, they don't make them anymore. So those are pretty much like, that's it.
Well, you can buy them separately, but they don't come with any of the extra accessories, and they also don't come in like a giant 3-pack.
Yeah, so you won't find like that anymore, and it's like that's my baby. I was so happy to get that, and like when I got it too, I was like, oh, they're not even gonna deliver everything the same day. Then they delivered everything the same day, and I was like, oh. I love toys.
Take a picture for you right now, then, Cable. You don't have to put this on screen, but I'm gonna put this. I'm just gonna take this picture for you.
I got a bunch of silly toys. I got some limited Buffy the Vampire Slayer toys, which a big Buffy fan. Love me some Buff. She's the best fucking girl in terms of fighting. I really love them, and I got the best girls too. I got Anya, and if anybody knows Buffy, you know Anya's best girl. If you know Buffy and don't think that, tell me where you live, because we'll fight. Anya's best girl. Fight me.
There you go, just be you, Cable. I have a Kingdom Hearts toy too.
If I had all my old toys, I would take pictures of them. I used to have all the assortments of Power Rangers and Pokemon toys and Dragon Ball toys. I know growing up through Dino Thunder, I had every Megazord. Like I would get a new Megazord for Christmas, and I would get like every single one of them.
We'll get to toys that we had at some point.
I had Transformers toys too. I didn't know who they were. Just fun story, Chibi.
I had to hunt down the ones that I had.
I had no idea who these were. The only reason I wanted them was because they were planes, and I liked planes.
They look cool, yeah.
They looked cool. One of them was like a green army jet fighter, and the other one was like a red and white one that was supposed to merge with Optimus Prime.
I think I actually know who that one is. I think I'm not 100, but
they were cool. They were cool as shit. But
yeah,
that's all for the pictures I got, and I'll talk about toys I had later on.
Like fucking A, if I was taking pictures of like all the different ones that are around like my apartment and everything, dude, you've seen the Megazords I have on top of my cupboards.
Yeah, boy.
You'll be here forever.
Yeah, that's why I limited it to like 2.
Who's on the dais next? We covering the Jackman, the Chibi,
I think
or are we going straight to Double
Batty
B?
Because I'm just going in order for the most part.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna get my stories ready.
Oh gosh. I think you only have like one image, don't you, Batty?
I posted one image of all of the ones that I brought to show y'all,
and then a close up of one, but you only really need the one, right?
Yeah. Well, you can give Mr. Sniffles some showtime. So maybe.
Everyone, get ready for Batty's sad time roundup.
Yeah, everyone, change the music to something sad because that's all that's gonna.
Every time Batty tells a story, it always ends tragic.
My stories aren't always tragic, but
yes, 99% of them are.
Have some tragic stories related to
So right off the bat, why does that Agumon not have a face?
Because I want to blame the fact that these have that became a hand-me-down to my little brother, but I'm probably the one who lost it, or it got lost in the toy box and it just got knocked off. But I have a lot of toys from my childhood because, I have a little brother and we both live in the same household. So, a lot of the older toys from my youth are still packed up in storage all over my house. A lot of them are missing parts or pieces that got lost over the years because I was a very reckless child of sorts. Put fucking Mr. Sniffles up there.
Batty, I like your Han Solo gold duck.
Hey, I was to say, why is that gold duck frozen in carbonite?
Is that McDonald's or Burger King?
I don't remember, but that was a Happy Meal toy from Pokemon the movie 2000. They had these like weird plastic things that were supposed to look like 3-dimensional like Pokemon cards, and the Pokemon were coming out of the cards. And that gold duck, if you put it underground, it sprays water at people.
We're just gonna put Mr. Sniffles as the entire image for a brief second. There you go. He's consumed us.
Fucking yes. So let me talk about Mr. Sniffles. And this is gonna go into a tangent probably about like all the Digimon toys, because Digimon, I have a very fun relationship.
Alright, get the sad music ready. Hold on. Cable.
Sorry, I can't. I'm too distracted by the fact that he's got a Vor Agumon and a Vor Vmon. We can just see straight into their stomachs.
I know.
Those are the coolest toys because I'll explain those in a second. I'll explain what those are in a second.
Get the sad music going. There you
go. Okay, so as a child, I would, due to certain reasons, my family and I would be constantly traveling for a short period of time. I don't remember where it was. I remember it was in the U.S., but I went to a Dairy Queen in the middle of a desert. There I got a Dairy Queen toy that was a Digimon that was a Terriermon. That became my favorite toy of all time. It was the thing that I would take everywhere. I would do everything with that toy. Every time I went to Grandpa or Grandma's house, I would bring it. I remember I was walking over a dam one time, and I got really scared that I would drop it, so I kept it really close to me. Mr. Sniffles was my favorite toy ever. It was Terriermon. Terriermon, if you don't know, is my favorite Digimon. I don't know if it's because of the toy or because or the vice versa. But fun fact with Digimon, I got a lot of Digimon related toys around time when I was a child because I was very ill in the hospital and the doctors told my parents I wouldn't survive. So my parents, feeling very sad and depressed, I didn't know this at the time, by the way, were like, hey son, what do you want? Because they're like, we need to make my last day special. I was like, I really like Digimon. And thus, I got a lot of Digimon toys, and I was very happy in Digimon VHSs. Lo and behold, however many years later, I found out, oh wait, I was going to die. Yay!
Did you live?
What the fuck did we tell you, audience?
Listen, we got the sad story out of the way first. Now we can go on to the stupid story. Please zoom in on the pocket knife, Chibi.
Why do I need to zoom in on the pocket knife?
Because I'm going through the stories of all these things.
Okay.
Okay, so as you can see, there's a pocket knife. That was the pocket knife as a child. My father gave it for Boy Scouts. I was in Boy Scouts, and that is the knife that I told you about one time. The audience doesn't know it. I forgot what I was trying to chop through. I think I was trying to saw through something. I think it was like a stick or an apple or something. But I was a dumbass, and what I did was I wasn't getting leverage on it, so I had to push down on the backside of the blade. Not knowing that I was cutting with the flat side of the blade, and I was pushing my thumb into the blade part of the blade.
What the fuck, Batty?
That happened, I think, when I was a kid. It could have been when I was a teenager. All of these toys are from when I was a kid, except the Sailor Uranus, which was something I got at an anime convention for $25 when I was in high school.
$25 for that?
Yes.
Jesus.
Yes, it's an import. It's an import. So if you want, you can zoom in on Agumon and the Vmon.
I think people can see them very clearly.
Those are the coolest fucking toys, or at least they were when they were functional and they had all their parts. Because what it was is they digivolved into like Greymon and what's the thing after Vmon? I don't even fucking remember.
It depends. It was probably X-Vmon.
The one that punches and stands on two legs.
Flame Dramon.
Flame Dramon, yeah. It turned Greymon and Flame Dramon, and you would put like the little masks on them, and it would be like they were Flame Dramon and Greymon, but with the cute little first form. But the cool thing about them is if you opened up their face and bellies, they had a little like for example, I don't know if you can see it that well, but in the Agumon, it's like a little mine. And there's a bunch of spiders, and there's like a water thing, and they had little Digimon that you could stick inside them and make them go down like a weird slide. Vmon is like a cybernetic, like sort of cave thing, with like the fucking Leviamon or whatever the fuck it's called inside it. But they were really fucking cool toys.
Hold on, you telling me these Digimon toys are like Mighty Maxes?
Yeah, basically. I also had Pokemon toys that were similar. That where you just opened up a box and they were little like Pokemon towns, and you could like make these tiny little like bite-sized Pokemon figurines, like put them on seesaws and stuff. It was cool.
Question, Batty.
Yes.
I've been looking at this for a while. There's two things here that draw a lot of my attention. Well,
I got two things also.
I'm ignoring the little bead man, but
Yeah.
is that a motherfucking Neopet plushie?
Yes, it's hiding behind the Vmon.
You know, the fact that I knew that was a Neopet says something.
Yes, I tried to make the the tag part obvious, but it got blocked out by the Vmon. But it's a fucking Neopet plushie, and I remember from one year from Christmas, my rich aunt and uncle just gave me a bunch of Neopet shit, and I loved it.
No.
Neopets, Pokemon, Digimon. Anything with an animal friend was my shit.
No.
They don't got shit on that.
That fucking Burger King, like Bugs Bunny Looney Tune car.
That I remember was that one was a weird toy because that was an exclusive toy that I would only play with in one place. It was the bathtub at my grandfather's house because every time I would stay over, my grandpa had like a bucket of all these shitty old Happy Meal toys.
Yeah.
And I would play with it in the bathtub.
Yeah, you need bathtub toys, right? Like, that's why you can't have like fucking electronics and toys. It's like you need to have toys that are. I need my toys amphibious. They need to be ready to go into the water at any given moment.
Yeah, speaking of electronic toys, don't notice that Poke Walker over there.
Yeah,
Poke Walker. Look at the Digivice.
I had a Pokewalker. I had a little Digivice that I would take everywhere.
Okay, but no, let me be entirely serious. What the hell is that Pokemon thing in the back?
Which one?
The big one.
Water air toys that you push the buttons and squirts it up.
So it was it's a Hoenn. It was a Hoenn Pokemon thing. It has a Sharpedo. It has a bunch of water Pokemon: Welmer, Lotad, Mudkip, Horsey, Spheal, and it doesn't work anymore. But my dad got it to the sounds to work a little bit ago because he was bored. But I tried it and the sound doesn't work anymore. But at one point, over a very muffled speaker, you could hear the word Lotad uttered in the Lotad voice, and it was the most annoying fucking thing in the world.
So you killed it. It's dead.
It's dead for good. We're saved from the evil Lotad.
So can we talk about the best toy on this thing, though, Batty?
Yes.
It's right near that Bugs Bunny. What is up with this tiny little green elephant?
Yeah, his tiny dude here.
Oh, the elephant! I wanted to talk about that. Can you zoom in on the elephant?
And the elephant in the room.
It's technically blue, but it's probably hard to tell because of the lighting.
I wouldn't know.
Zoom in on the elephant.
Enhance. Clarify. Raise resolution by 40%.
No.
Gotta drain all the juices.
So, do you see the spherical objects next to the tiny little elephant?
Yeah, it's they're two different capsule ends, right, from a capsule machine, right?
This is part of a set of rubber animal toys that were the coolest fucking thing. They could bounce around. You could put it on the end of pencils. They're just these really cool fucking toys that that were in several different Mexican capsule machines around my area. And I know, everybody goes feral over, Japanese, fucking, capsule machines. Can we talk about, Mexican capsule machines that you see at, Mexican restaurants and other places like that?
Never saw them. We only had... There's capsule machines out here and, fucking... grocery stores where I live, but it's I never actually saw them in restaurants.
Dude, the other ones I see are the ones that just have the tattoos and shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember this one was specifically part of a set. I had all of them. There was a monkey, a penguin, a cow, and a pig, and I could not find any of the others. But if I find any of the others, I'll take a picture of them. But I remember those were so fucking cool. I like them. They're pretty cool.
If you find the others, we'll delete this episode and we'll redo it.
Do you see the white thing?
The white thing?
The thing you draw the face on?
Is that the draw on Funko?
Yeah, that's the draw on Funko. It I don't know if you can see it, but it has a prototype matches on it.
That's what that is.
Yeah, it was. I think I got that in high school actually. But I think that's like most of my toys that I found were from childhood. So it's pretty good.
Cool.
I only had one sad story, 2 tops.
Oh my god.
If we talk about other toys, I'll probably think of Moors, but we'll see.
Okay. I guess on the list is now my turn, isn't it?
Yeah. Chibi, regale us with the figures of your youth.
I don't have any, unfortunately, with me.
Whoever's editing this, put a gasp in right there and have it go.
Cable, it's probably gonna be me.
Chibi, edit Chibi with a gasp and have it go.
Also, Chibi, we don't edit a podcast.
Yeah, you're right.
We just throw them up.
I just like saying that.
These things.
We regurgitate these.
Blech.
I guess we need to go to. Well, Chibi, do you want to go over your past experience with toys?
Sure. I have a couple of stories that I eventually will like to express. But we'll get to that when we finally get to that segment. Otherwise, like for the majority of what I have, it's mostly just Gundams, because that's like the only hobby that I have that is vaguely sustainable. This technically isn't all of my collection of Gundams. I have more. It's just this is like the ones that are remotely presentable because I like to kit bash. And all of the others look like fucking messes.
It's fine to save them anyway. Like in good conscience, we can't do a Gundam podcast without Louise.
Yeah.
He would kill us if we didn't.
There's only like one toy that I still have from my childhood, and we'll see it in a quick second. Is this?
Cristo.
Yes. No, it's this Transformers toy that's right next to this Gypsy Danger model kit that I have.
Oh my god.
This is Primus. It's the fucking Transformers Cybertron, I think. Yeah, that was when Planet Keys were a thing. Primus.
Primus?
Yeah, it was a Toys R Us exclusive. I think. It was kind of expensive when it first came out, and then apparently if you get it, if you still have it in box nowadays, it's super expensive or whatever. Technically speaking, it doesn't work. It's supposed to make some noises and stuff like that when you put the planet key in, and the planet key glows and it does all this fun stuff. I don't have a planet key, and I don't think I ever had a planet key really, because actually no, I remember what happened. The planet key got chewed up by a dog, and so it got thrown away. But funny enough, even as a fucking spunky young 10-year-old, I knew that there was a workaround always. And it just so happens that Crayola markers are just the right size for the planet key port. And the toy itself does not actually care if you're using a planet key or not. It just needs something to push the button down to actually make it move.
Huh.
When you say Crayola markers, do you mean those really thin pieces of shit?
No, the big fat ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, those
Chunkos.
Those were good.
Chibi, isn't this what the picture I posted in chat, isn't that what the thing would turn into? You had the planet. Didn't they become the Han Solo and Chewbacca Transformers?
I actually had those, so you know what? Shush. They were actually pretty okay.
My mom saw those on a commercial and she said, "Oh, did you want those?" I was like, "No." She was like, "Thank God I was testing you." She's like, "If you said you wanted those, I was never gonna buy them for you."
Okay, to be entirely fair, I'm not showing these on the screen at the current moment, but if anyone's curious, just look up Star Wars Han Solo Chewbacca Transformers and you'll see something fucking terrifying.
The most heinous looking designs.
They arguably weren't that bad in the sense of like posability and playability. They were actually pretty decent. Then again, when you're like a 8 or 10-year-old kid, you don't give a shit. If the arms move, then that's enough.
I hated every crossover Transformer toy.
But
no, what about the Greedo that came with this one, where you push a button and it goes McClunky?
It did actually come with a tiny, like 2 tiny little like Han Solo and Chewbacca figures, so you could put them in like the little cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. It was pretty neat.
I can see them in the picture, and it kind of bothers me looking at it, because if it's Han Solo and Chewbacca as Transformers, I'm kind of more okay with that. But doesn't it feel weird, Chibi, to think about Han Solo's piloting a giant robot that looks like himself?
Cable, you and I both know that with his ego, he would be all for that.
He would, but that doesn't make it okay.
I think the only one of those toys I'm okay with is the Death Star that turns into Darth Vader.
I also had that at one point. It was super cool.
That thing is cool. It's freaking Unicron sized.
Now you might be wondering, audience, why I keep saying I had that is because of the fact that I live in a family where if you're not using it at the time, or if you're kind of past that age, you just get rid of it. So we sold a lot of the stuff that I had got sold, or just given away, and I wish I could get those back, but many of those toys are expensive, and I don't have that kind of money or space.
I hoard my shit like a dragon, and I'll bite you.
Silence for Cheapy's toys.
Yeah, there's one toy. You know what? I'm gonna throw this out here, like here and now, because I think it was something I mentioned on a previous podcast, actually. Even there is one toy I'm still trying to hunt down to figure out, one, where it came from, like the series it came from, and 2, where can I get it again? Because it was cool. It was like easily over a foot tall. It was this dragon that stood on 2 feet, and it had armor, and it had an effect where if you pushed its head down, the mouth would open, it would play sounds, and it would also shoot a missile. Additionally, it had its right hand like covered in fire, and it would glow.
That sounds
I
pretty
swear to God, we've talked about this.
Yes, I know.
I know what that is. I never had it, but I know my younger cousin had something like that. He might have had like a blue dragon that was very similar to it, and it's probably the same model.
Maybe, but I know as a stupid fucking kid, you know, every kid has their edgy edgy kid phase. So I took a fucking black Sharpie to the fire hand because like, oh, black fire. And yeah, no, it was fucking stupid. But I want that toy again purely because of the fact that, one, it's fucking huge and it's cool as shit. The posability is ass. Like the arms don't bend; they just kind of move up and down. You know, like a classic toy. The legs don't move at all. The torso actually moved. I can vividly remember what this toy looks like. I just, for the life of me, don't know what it's from. Or what it was called.
Do you think you could redraw it?
Maybe.
Because if you could redraw it, you could post it out there, put that shit online, and be like, anybody know what this is? Like, let the internet find it for you, and they'll find it for you real quick.
Anyways, that's my spiel. I'll get more into toys that I had at one point.
Right. Because we saved the big kahuna for last.
Jack!
Why am I the big kahuna?
Because, alright, you got Bakugan out the wazoo, you got Beyblades out the fuzu, you got everything out of every zoo you have.
Yuzu? Hoodoo?
Why Jack? Why we set up Jack's thing? Can I share another Toy Story that I just remembered?
Oh my god, please.
Don't say that though, Batty. That'll get us sued by Disney. Say story about toys.
Story about toys. Well, as a child, I would watch television, right? In movies, and I would see the scenes in movies to where they have all the infants in like the nursery, right? After they're born. And I used to think that's where babies came from. I thought babies were made and sold in a store that was called the baby store, and that's what nurseries were.
This is the Rugrats movie.
This is the Rugrats movie. So, as a child, I went to my dad one day, and it's like, I want a baby from the baby store. And he took me to Walmart, and we got like one of those like I don't know what they're called, the make-believe baby dolls or whatever.
Oh, baby piss itself.
Yeah, baby piss itself. And I was like, this isn't what I wanted. I wanted an actual child, because I was like, I'm like 4. I can adopt a kid and raise them on my own. But I'm like, you know what? This is the next best thing, and I fucking cared for that for like 5 minutes.
You lasted longer than I thought you would.
Yeah. I was not cut out to be a parent at age 4, apparently. Now for Jack.
All right, you want to explain what you got here, Jack?
Oh boy. Well, as explained by Cable so eloquently, there's a ton of Bakugan in that box. That's not even all of them. There are some hidden in there still. There's like a good chunk.
Did you ever get the oh god, what was the main character's like Bakugan dragon thing?
Oh yeah, him in the first set.
Oh, I'm talking about like, you know how like I think it was like after like the first season they decided like, what if we gave him a giant mech?
Oh my fucking god, the new Vestroya like mech thing.
I got that with the specific Bakugan traps that you have to merge into it. Yeah, I have that.
The weird fucking mech thing. I always saw it like on shelves and fucking no one bought it because it was expensive.
I got it, and I never really knew how to use it was the thing though. How do you use those in game, Jack?
You don't.
How does it...
I really don't know how you're supposed to use a Bakugan trap. That's still a mystery to me.
Well, it doesn't matter because the Bakugan format has changed.
I'd rather ignore the new one.
Anyways, on to other things, better things. Hey, Beyblade! Oh wait, that also got a reboot.
Yeah, but Beyblade stays consistent at least.
The thing is,
Pops, how do you change it up?
The newest Beyblade series isn't that bad.
I like newer Beyblade.
It's what you'd expect of a newer version of Beyblade to be, but it's still got that same fucking energy.
I kind of fuck with the I liked Metal Fusions. I didn't like the main protagonist because his hair was stupid, but everything else about Metal Fusions was cool.
Is that? I'm trying to see here. Is there like a weird thing on your Dialga toy?
He has a plaster.
A plaster?
I used to treat him like my child. I took him on holiday with me, and I dropped him one time, and I got kind of upset because I thought I had hurt him, so I put a tiger plaster on there.
Ah.
Imagining little Jack holding a Dialga like, shh, it's okay, Poppy's here. As you just like smooch his arm.
I think on that same holiday in the airport, I found that Palkia toy.
You're just sitting around?
No, it was in a store.
Oh, it's like, and then I stole it.
Look at that little cheetah print band-aid. It makes him look like he's fancy. Like he put on a leg warmer.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Jack, I see you graffitied the shit out of your dual disc as well.
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
It's actually snapped as well. That
Oh no.
The part one that has 1 to 3 on it. I need to fix it.
That dual disc. Can we talk about dual discs for a second, real quick?
Okay, sure.
Oh my god, I wanted one so bad.
I had all of them.
Oh.
I had every dual disc from like this original one right here. I had the dark ones from the Seal of Orichalcos
I had the Seal of Orichalcos one. That thing was kind of shit, let's be honest.
I got the Dual Academy dual disc from GX.
Oh,
Like, I don't know if they've made more than those.
they
but
did
I
make
know-
one for 5Ds. It's
Yeah, it's the
basically
5Ds
just this
one.
original one. But
Oh, you
with
mean like the
orange.
fucking dual runner one?
No, it was an actual dual disc.
Oh, I mean, I just mean like any more like uniquely designed dual discs. I had like from Battle City onwards, all of them. I didn't want that stupid dual runner one because that was stinky.
See, he would have been confused because this duel is not being taken place on a motorcycle. Don't try to ride your dual disc.
Don't
But no,
steal
du-
that line. Don't steal a fucking movie line.
I know how to duel, Yugi. Just saying.
Dual discs were the shit. They were so fucking cool.
And specifically the old ones, because the newest one, it only has like the 2 counters for life points. This one has the
Oh,
clicker
it's another
for all 4.
Like, what? It really doesn't fucking make sense that they just don't make like. God, I wish they would remake one, but not for child proportions. Like, make an adult-sized dual disc that
They
actually fits
did.
my.
Actually.
That one does still fit me. That's the child one, and it still fits me.
Cable, they did make one.
Yeah, but it's not that
It's-
good.
No, it's stupid expensive.
It's clunky. It's way too clunky.
Ugh.
Unfortunately, from what I
It
remember,
doesn't.
the
Do you know
the,
what? It
the
doesn't
arm-
spin open either.
the arm brace is really heavy, or it doesn't latch properly, and it's not made for like adult wrists essentially.
It's fused together, the disc part as well. It doesn't like have a fucking dangerous like guillotine chop to it when you push
I
it.
missed that guillotine chop.
However, Jack, you're giving it too many negatives. One of the major benefits that thing has.
It's really negative. That was the fun part.
No, but Jack, when you put down a card, you get to hear Kaiba just shouting at you. It makes noises every time you put down a card, whether it's face up or face down, and it does make the life point noises. You know the.
I mean, that's okay, I guess.
It's
But like I said, it's way too clunky. That's not what you want out of a dual disc. You want it to be light enough that you can have fun with it still.
no, you want it to be to the point where it will shoot out things that make the holograms appear in front of you and your friends, so you can actually duel.
That's not
Because
gonna happen
nobody,
ever.
nobody
Yeah,
fucking.
people want that.
They're working on it. They
are.
are working. They are working on
We are
things
getting
like that
VR
right now.
stuff.
We may not get dual discs, but we'll arguably get the better version of them, which are those big fucking arena stands from Duelist Kingdom.
And
Oh,
I'll
I
take
thought you were
that.
gonna say I had Judgment for the PS3.
Judgment was fucking cool. I don't care what anyone says.
So we are an hour in, and I think that's everyone's current like
Excuse
loadout.
you,
of
I
toys.
still have 3 more things.
Oh,
on
you
there.
did. My apologies. Let me try to get the image back.
I still got a fun ass Omnitrix on there.
I saw that.
That's not the only one I have, but that was the only one I could find right now.
Using your Ben 10s.
There's a story behind that,
Did it
That's
start
not
with
an
an alien
interesting
device
one.
that did what it did?
but it is a story about me having a tantrum because I bought the wrong Omnitrix toy. What I originally wanted was this one, where it had the button that you pressed and the like dial would actually come out, which you could twist. But the one I got first was one of those crappy, like, you put like the disc in and you look through it, or you press like a light inside and it
Oh,
projects
Viewmaster?
image onto you. Yeah, that was not what I wanted. That was the crap one. I wanted this one that made the noises and actually had a timeout function on it.
That was also the one where there's also one where they would sell like little like acrylic like figures essentially of the aliens, and then you would put them on top, and then it would just kind of say the name of the fucking alien.
Yeah, that was the next one that came out. I think that was for
Yeah.
Alien Force. Those ones.
Which is fine, I guess.
Then I have half of a Power Ranger toy there. The fucking the rod thing.
Rod thing, that's my favorite ranger.
That's Mystic Force, isn't it?
Yep, that was my favorite series when that came out. I have the other Mystic Rod as well. I think it's in that same box that one is in. But once again, I'm not digging for that one.
And
Not
then-
that
I have to pull off the Mystic Rod.
Yeah, because that the first ever, like, is that like everybody's introduction to sex toys, the Bop It right there?
I don't know what that is. I need to look back at it to see what it's called. But that was like a versus game.
Lick
It's called
it. Flick it.
What is it? It's here.
It was a versus type game where you would hold one side and someone else would hold the other, and whichever like arrow was lit up, you had to be the first one to either like pull or twist or push. It was basically like the first to 5 wins.
It's Bop It versus.
It was weirdly fun and like very competitive. I remember getting like very fucking weird about that game.
It gave you some weird pent-up aggression when it came to pulling and twisting. That's why it's turned into a competitive sport for you now as an adult.
I don't know what you mean. It taught me well for adulthood.
You sit down and have a tender moment with yourself and it's like, shit, this doesn't work. So you look in the mirror and you go, game on! Get your game on! Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
I mean, I think I got that dual disc before GX was even out.
These are good through everything.
I think we've gone through everything. Like, now it's just stories on toys and just memory lane, or little things we did with toys.
Alright, I wanna post something absolute shit-free for a comparison of these toys right here. I want you to take a good look at this and tell me what the fuck is wrong here. It's gonna be very obvious. Wait for the second one, hold on. There's one, and now number 2.
That's what?
For people who can't see, it's Kong versus the Rampage Ape. They really just painted over it.
It's the same friggin' thing.
Like, one of them just looks like Hershey's cookie and cream, and the other one's just a regular chocolate bar.
We didn't need to bring a race into this cable.
I was bringing taste, not race.
We didn't need to bring tasty races into this table.
Listen, I'm not a tastist.
Tasty racist.
Tasty racists.
No,
That's what we
not
need
tasty racists. Racists aren't tasty. They're
I don't know, have you ever eaten one?
I guess
I
I
mean-
haven't eaten a racist.
By all odds, Jack, when we watched Sweeney Todd, somebody may have eaten a racist. They were eating people left and right.
I mean, it was fucking Victorian London.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone was racist.
Look at these friggin' toys. Come on, people.
So, let me pose this question to you guys. We don't necessarily need to have pictures for this. I just want to talk about a little bit more with toys. We've talked about the toys that we had fun with. We've talked about the toys that we loved and that made us smile as kids. Take a second to think, everyone. What's your most disappointing toy memory? Either something that didn't do what you thought it was going to do, or that it was just completely underwhelming, or that you just couldn't even pretend to be excited about.
Those fucking, like, skip-it things that you put around your one fucking leg and fucking shatters your other.
That's not a toy, Jack, alright? That's training.
Are we talking about like the version of that, but for keeps razor scooters?
No. There was a fucking thing that was more disappointing than that. What's it fucking called? It's that thing that's like a bounce, like not a bouncy ball, like a rubber ball with like a plastic disc around it that you stand on and try and hop.
Those things!
Oh
Those
my
things
god.
are fucking shit!
Jack, do you remember when they put Skip It on your finger? It was just as dangerous. They called it a yo-yo ball.
Oh,
That was a hard plastic casing.
mhm.
Those shits are dangerous. Yo-yo balls are fucking like. That's the type of thing where it's like, Batty, you ever need to make a NEN user in Final Phantasma? Just make their whole gimmick them using old toys. Have them you put a Skip It around their ankle and they're dual wielding yo-yo balls.
Yo-yo balls are fucking dangerous weapons.
Man, they'll
They
fucking
fucking
break Grifter's
try.
chin.
Dude, fucking... I got a super disappointing toy for you. Yeah, we're gonna talk about disappointing toy stories. The first thing that came to mind are these fucking Pokemon toys.
Oh my god, I had them. I had all 3 of them.
Who the hell thought that was a good idea? It's like, oh, I can't wait to get a toy of like Ash and Misty and Brock and Team Rocket. They're one solid mass with no posability, and they were good blunt objects.
That was like, I think we can agree that the like lamest toys as kids were the ones that like were just. We're going to have a character pose, but they're not going to be able to move at all.
Those were figurines. Kids don't want figurines; they want toys. And I've had figurines with
they were low quality figurines too, because the paint came right off them.
Yeah. I think I colored my Ash blue because I had a marker once.
So I was thinking of disappointing toys. Did you guys? This might have just been like a Texas thing, but do you guys ever get an advertisement for a giant frisbee that you filled with helium?
What?
Yes. Yes.
No,
Yes.
I remember those.
I got it one time. It was.
I never knew what that was.
It was a frisbee. That's all it was. It was just a really big frisbee.
It was like it was called like UFO disc or something.
Yeah,
like
UFO
that.
disc.
Yeah, it was. I missed those.
And the reason why they look so cool is because in the fucking infomercial, they set up all these different courses that you would fly it through it, like in like down like fucking houses or like you know like these intricate sort of courses, and then you get it and you realize, oh wait, I can't do this. I just have the frisbee. I don't have any of the cool other shit that I saw in that.
Oh, we got the floating UFO thing. Dad, I need a bunch of stuff and a bunch of carpentry tools to set the back room up so we can throw this.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
You learned a trade here today, son.
You want to talk about an underwhelming commercial for a toy, Batty? Because the commercial was so hype, and I have never been sadder than when I got this. It was the fucking... I forget what the name of it was, but it was like the goggles that were like the shark fins and then the fucking flippers.
Yeah.
And I remember the commercial. It was like an attack mask and underwater goggles and a squirting gun for sneak attacks and shark fin flippers for torpedo power.
I remember that.
I had it. I got it, and I got it when we were going to like the we were going to the pool one day when I was a kid. My mom bought it for me in a Walmart, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited. Then I had it. I didn't have torpedo power. The goggles got water in them immediately. And then I was just this fucking sad child flapping my arms around with flippers I couldn't take off.
Cue the fucking Simpsons line. The goggles, they do nothing.
I was so fucking sad. But
Every one of those like TV advertisement things were all shit. Order now and get your stunning tiger poster.
Yeah, you ever have a lovely time watching a family member break their ankle on moon shoes? Or scraping your knees using a pogo stick?
I don't know, what the fuck is it about moon shoes? You can actually jump higher without them.
Oh, they were made by some sadistic fuck who didn't like kids. As a kids, jump in these. Okay, crack. Yes, now he will be bedridden for all summer. It's like fuck moon shoes.
Dude,
fuck moon shoes.
You ever see anyone lose a nipple or two to a slip and slide?
Not on a slip and slide, but I'm trying to think because there is another water-based toy.
Make sure you lather yourself up before you get on the slip and slide.
Freaking slip and slide. You know, that was one of the most dangerous summer toys I ever seen.
Can I share a story with you guys about something like that actually was really, really fucking fun?
Okay.
So this was like a little bit after I got the Power Rangers helmet because this Toys R Us like near my friend's house was going out of business, and we're all adults. We're like 24, 25, 26. So he didn't have his daughter, and we were just bored at his house one day. Like, what do you want to do? And like, Toys R Us is having a sale. We went in there when Toys R Us was having a going out of business sale, dropped a couple $100, and left that bitch with more Nerf guns than you can ever expect. And we had his entire house to ourselves. So there were 3 of us, and they weren't like the little handheld ones. We had the big fucking like shotgun level Nerf guns.
Oh yeah!
I was cranking that bitch one-handed and then like fucking firing that off. We almost bought drones too, because they had like the fucking like helicopter drones on sale, like a 2-pack for like $40. But we were like, nah, let's just buy Nerf guns to get a bunch of ammo for this shit and just go crazy. That was a fun day. That's how you have fun with toys. Kids don't have fun with toys like that no more. They want fucking Roblox and Minecraft.
I hate that, man. Going through a toy department nowadays and going through like looking down the action figures. Cause I'm out there looking for Transformers and shit. Because I wanted to get those Red Series Transformers because they're cool as shit. And I'm looking over, and right next to that is like a section of Roblox toys. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Saw Minecraft toys, and I instantly got sad.
I think that's the reason why toys have probably gone down in quality to where, like, with kids nowadays, most of like the toys that kids play nowadays are just computer games and video games.
You know why they're buying the Roblox toys too? Because my niece has a couple. She told me why she wanted them. Is because they come with codes.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, hush up, Chibi. Listen, alright? We're not having boomer conversation right now. Well, this is just from the viewpoint of a consumer.
They're shitty toys. They don't do nothing.
When's the last time you saw a good Megazord toy where it breaks off into the 5 individual pieces and becomes the new Mega? I haven't seen anything like that in years.
Can
off the screen.
Yeah, can I share an embarrassing addiction of sorts that I had as a preteen?
Yes.
Okay, do you guys know about all those online like kids websites like Wizard 101 or
Club Penguin?
Club Penguin. Guess which one was the one I got obsessed with?
Did you get obsessed over the Nickelodeon one? No, the Cartoon Network one.
No.
Oh, was it Fusion Fall?
No.
That's what I was thinking of.
No, this one was a financially devastating one.
Oh no.
It was
Second one.
Have you guys heard of a Webkins?
Yes.
So what would happen, right? Is you'd buy these cute ass little plushies. You'd go to webkins.com and you would get that pet in the game. They're around like $11 to $13. And anytime I earned any sort of money, and I would do chores, I would help out neighbors, I would do, just because every time you get a new Webkins, it wasn't necessarily because I wanted a new member of the community that I was building for my animals. The real reason why I wanted it is with each new Webkins, you get a fuck ton of Webkins Dosh with it. So,
of course.
I would spend that bitch like cocaine, and it was basically a pay to pay to play almost.
It was freemium before freemium was a thing.
Yeah, and like the only ways you can like really farm Webkins money, and even then it was pretty shit, was in game was doing dumbass trivia challenges. And because all of the trivia challenges were the exact same, you would just load up like the preschool level of trivia challenge and do all these boring ass baby questions because you have addiction, you want to get your fucking husky and lion a new fucking couch so they can watch fucking Grey's Anatomy on the tube.
Hey, I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you on that, because while they may not have been toy format, I did the same thing with specific cards, and even to this day, like, even thinking about it now, I'm curious to just go and see if the account is still active, because it's been years. Did anybody else have, like, that fucking site that was just, like, the one as a child that was just the thing you were on constantly? Because...
yeah.
Mine was Gaia Online.
Oh, shit.
Gaia Online, and it was right when I got sort of when I was. It was like fresh off of like around. It was like fresh off of Kingdom Hearts 2 that I found it, and I found that they had things into that. Oh, you can make your own like Organization 13 coat, and I was super fucking obsessed with it. So I did everything I could to get as much gold in there to be able to buy the stuff to make like organization stuff. And then it devolved into like, hey, you know, you can buy these Gaia Online cards from like Walmart or Target, and they were like $20 a piece. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I would do stuff and like beg my mom to buy one, and she bought one, and then after that she was like, I'm not buying you any more of those because that shit's stupid.
And she was right.
She was right, but then it was like I started figuring out how to get money on my own, and then like I would just walk to the Target not far from our house, and I would just go spend money that I didn't need to spend on cards that I didn't need for shit that I shouldn't have had.
Chibi, don't get me started on fucking Bloons Tower Defense. I got like, what is it, Bloons Tower Defense 6 or whatever on Steam, and I was playing the shit out of that game. Cable can attest to that.
Yeah. Balloons. Fucking moon shoes and razor scooters.
You play those games for like free on Congregate for the longest time.
I have a story about Razor scooters.
Regale.
Okay, I think I've mentioned this like off recording, but so something about Razor scooters that is important to know about. Specifically, I'm talking about like the early 2000s version of Razor scooters, because the modern versions, they're not the same. They're not made out of like fucking tungsten like metal like they used to be. But
yeah, nothing's that tough anymore.
Yeah, sure. But so one of the things that was important to remember about the Razor scooter, specifically I'm talking about the standard version, not the one where like they had the Sparks mechanic or any of like the weird shit. The normal boring ass one. I specifically chose the silver one because this is about the silver one. The Razor scooters had a unique feature in the sense that all steering and control was based purely on that central like stick, like the front wheel essentially. What this meant was if you put a little like any force forward, then the back end would come up unless you're specifically pushing directly down on it. What this also meant was that the whole back end would rotate freely from the main axle. Which also meant that there was a high likely chance that it would attack your shins repeatedly. Now, there's a story with this. So over near where I live, there is an overpass, and for those who don't know what overpass is it's a bridge that goes over like the main like freeway. And this is where and that overpass connected to my local elementary school. And I had to go to and from that in order to go from home to school for every single day. Now, at one point, I got the Razor scooter, and then the mentality was, oh, I can take my scooter to and from like school, so that way I can get there and back quicker. That was very quickly disproven. As at one point I was coming home from school. I had my Razor scooter and everything, and I already didn't kind of like it, and I knew that since there's the decline, you shouldn't ride the scooter on the decline, because that's where you have a high likelihood of getting hurt. Now, I was walking, and I lifted my leg up, I guess a little too far, to the point where the back end of the Razor scooter, kicked up a little bit, and it slid around, and it caught my foot as I was about to like step down, and it drove me down the decline, which by the way is like a loop-de-loop. It drove me down it, and a unique feature about this overpass, right at the end of it, at the center of like the main like channel, is a pillar, like a concrete pillar, like a divider. And I ran like basically like chest first into that divider, and I flipped over it, and then I slid on the other side, which there was no like pavement; it was pure dirt. And it was like pure dirt and gravel. So I slid, and I was wearing jeans, so it scraped from my knee down on both of my legs. And a whole bunch of like jean gunk got all up in there as well. And after that, I was a young child. I didn't have a phone. I didn't have anything, so I had to walk home with this injury, which I couldn't see because I was wearing jeans. So I got home, you know, eventually. I was crying, and it was horrible. And it's one of the reasons why my legs are still fucked up today, and it's also one of the reasons why I claim Razor Scooters to be the creation of the devil.
Razor Scooters are fucking horrible.
Yeah, they're evil sons of bitches.
Fucking rest in peace.
They eat your shins and want to take your bank account numbers.
Fucking A.
Jimmy, I'm so sorry you had to deal with that sort of... You know, basically, how you described it, that was attempted murder and assault.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like we got a case here. Hey, speaking of deadly weapons that were also toys, you ever want to just get back at someone and you stay over a friend's house, but he's kind of being a shit, and you just want to get back at him? Why don't you just put a few Legos on the floor by the way the bathroom is?
Serial killers do.
It would be more courteous to put down nails.
I got a toy story for y'all, and it's the best fucking toy ever. I used it at my dad's house once because I was unsupervised, and then immediately never did it again because I felt really stupid afterwards. It was so it wasn't a very high porch, but it was high enough that you could jump off of it and like be in the air for a little bit. And I had this parachute. I forget what the brand of it was called. I think it was called Hefty.
Oh no!
I just grabbed a trash bag because I was like, that's how parachutes work, right?
Oh no.
I jumped off the porch with an open trash bag, thinking I was gonna float down, and then immediately fell into my grandmother's bushes. That was bad. Because it hurt.
I guarantee you there's a lot of kids who did that shit because they watch cartoons.
I did something similar, but in a more I'm an absolute dipshit kind of way.
Go on.
So in a sort of similar story, there was a situation where I was over at my great grandmother's, and she has like a little building in the back of her house where she stores her car and like anything like that. Now there's like a main little area that lets you gain access to the roof. So me, my brother, and my cousins were up on that roof, and we had gotten called down because I think it was like Easter or something like that. We had gotten called down to come in, you know, eat and all that. So my cousins, the first thing that they do is they just jump off. They just jump off the roof because it's like a less than 1 story tall like little building, so it's not that high. They just jump off right into the lawn and then just keep on walking. Now, being young, stupid, and impressionable, my immediate thought is, oh, you know, I should do that too because it looks cool, and you know, you'll be cool for doing it. My brother already did it and he was fine. Everyone was fine by doing it. You know, I'm an absolute bitch when it comes to heights. I don't like heights. I like my feet exactly where they are on the ground. Now, another feature to mention about this building in particular at my great-grandmother's place is she has cactus. On the side of that building for, you know, security purposes.
Did peyote on the roof?
No. So additionally, every roof has like a little bit of a ledge, a small ledge that if you jump properly is easy to ignore. I was not such a person, so I tripped on that ledge, and instead of jumping, I just fell straight down right in onto the cactus, and then I tumbled onto the lawn like normal. But I did get hit by cacti, and it hurt a lot.
Youch.
GB. We both had stupid stories, but at the very least, you weren't trying to do something stupid. You didn't jump off a porch with a trash bag. At least yours was a bit more reasonable.
Are you sure?
I don't know. I'm just trying to make you feel better. I'm trying to think like what constitute a toy, and if there's anything else I can remember like from childhood.
I do have another toy story, like an actual like legitimate toy story.
Mm-hmm.
You put the image up on screen. So here's this thing.
Oh, I know those.
Hold on. I can't see it.
What's that thing?
That
I just like that some big ass
Is that the
like
dinosaur from Dinosaurs?
no, it is not.
Oh, I thought it was the thing. I thought it was those ugly things from Dinosaurs.
You mean the hand puppets, Cable?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right, Barry?
Was it the Taco Bell hand puppet things?
I think it was Burger King.
Was it? Oh yeah, I think Taco Bell had the Star Wars ones. That's right. You wanted the fist charger.
Oh. Oh shit. Streamlabs is like frozen. Oh, there we go. Oh.
Ooh, that scared the crap out of me.
I was like, no.
Almost had a Streamlabs heart attack.
Yeah. So this thing here, this thing is, I think it's called a reek, or no, it's called a reek. This was in Star Wars Episode 2. I had this toy. It has a very unique gimmick. I'll post like the fucking front of the box in chat so you can look at this thing, and you might get some inklings as to what this thing is up with. So a couple of things about this Reek toy. The version that I had specifically had it so the head, you could push it down and it would make a noise. There's like little speakers on its back where it would make some noise. Now, standardly, there shouldn't be anything too particularly wrong with it. You know, you push the head, it makes the noise, whatever. There's one small issue, though, is that it takes even the most minuscule amount of pressure to trigger that noise.
Oh, no.
Now, I had this thing when I was very, very young, like 6 or 7. And so I had a toy chest. And this thing became the incarnation of the devil itself. Because, again, even the most minuscule amount of pressure would set this thing off. So at one point, well, you know, I played with the toy because, you know, it has barely any posability, but who cares? It's a cool-looking toy. Put it away, go to bed. In the middle of the night, we're talking like probably midnight, close to 1 in the morning. This thing starts going off, and the noise that it makes is like if Satan was getting pegged. Yeah, that's kind of it. That's kind of the noise it makes. Now, I want you to imagine that it's constantly making that noise.
Oh.
And it doesn't stop. Eventually, here's the thing, it was so loud, even though it was in the toy chest, which was made out of wood, by the way, that even my parents got up to, like, see what was going on, and they pulled it out because it was making such a loud noise. And they tried everything to, like, turn it off. The off button didn't work. They took the batteries out. That didn't work.
What? It's possessed!
I think it was possessed. So the only recourse that could be done was once the batteries were taken out, just to let it do its thing for a bit. that thing lasted for a good hour and a half without batteries before inevitably the sounds would slowly shift from like its standard like weird noise to becoming a lot deeper and more satanic until eventually it died. And then
You wronged me, child.
we knew
God.
then and there never to put batteries in that thing and to just get rid of it as quickly as possible.
I was watching you.
It knew.
That thing was... That was not right, that toy. There was something fucking up with that thing.
He's a fucking demon.
It's just as creepy as fucking Furbies.
Yo.
Cable.
Oh my god. Furbies.
No.
I have a very fun story about that, and
No, you don't.
No,
You
it's about something involving Furbies and my aunt's friend, who was very mean to me because I was still a little, and like that's just how it would like go sometimes. Like teenage girls can be assholes.
Yeah.
And it was one day where she was just sitting there, and my aunt was like indifferent towards us. Before me and my aunt got really cool. But it's like her friend was sitting there being mean, and then a Furby commercial came on TV, and then I looked at it, and then I looked at her friend, and then I looked at the commercial, and I looked at her friend, and I was like, and I said, "Hey, why does your friend look like a Furby?" And then she got really mad at me, like they were fucking rough shit. But I was like, "No, but look at her eyes are just as big as the Furby." I was like 5, and they did not want to deal with me after that shit. They went to her room and she was mad, and then it was like my aunt was trying hard not to laugh because she was like, your nephew's just, she's like, "You do kind of look like a Furby." She's like, "Shut the fuck up," and they just left. But it was one of those like innocent child moments where I didn't understand why she didn't like me anyway, and then I just pointed it out very bluntly, like, "Why does your friend look like a Furby?" To this day, she still won't talk to me. To this day,
Chibi, I want you to put this thing on screen.
I don't give a shit now. Now I'll go, "Bitch, you look like a Furby. Get the fuck out my face." Picking on me when I was younger, putting me under a laundry basket and putting heavy stuff on top of it.
Okay, so Cable.
I stuck like that for a while. I got put in a drink cooler, Batty. You know the things people take people to the beach, like they take to the beach? Fill up with ice? She put me inside of that and sat on top of it.
Oh my god, that's horrifying.
Yeah, that's why I don't like this bitch. Fuck her.
Fuck her, yeah.
Chibi, you had your story of your toy that wouldn't stop going off no matter what. I had the equivalent, this right here, the Power Rangers little tiny arcade coin bank. This fucking thing, you put your money, you put your coins and stuff in it, and it would do the dun 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 dun, like the fucking stereo sound version that was all distorted and bit crushed.
Oh yeah.
And every time you put like a coin in, but you can also do that same effect if you push the little like joystick up front. It's morphing time! Dun, 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 dun.
Oh god.
And it got to the point where the wires kind of got fucked up, and it didn't need a reason to go off anymore.
Oh no.
You just got, it's dun 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 time.
Yeah, so at any given point, it would just like dun, 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 dun. It's like, oh god. Not to mention, it took four double A's. Thing was
So
like
that
the
thing was
Sega Game
lasting.
Gear of coin banks. Ah,
By the way,
Boys, man.
toys.
the story of the demon toy box doesn't end at just the reek.
My lord.
Here's a saga to this.
Yeah, there's more than one. There is more than one. There's more than one demon toy.
Regale us, Chibi.
So, may I introduce to you this Transformer in particular?
The fuck?
So, this is a Transformers, I think it was Energon. Yeah, this Energon where power linking was a thing. So this motherfucker, I don't even remember his name, I don't even fucking care. has a unique gimmick, and that is that he is annoying as balls. You see that little like thing like behind him with the 3 lights, and then you can very clearly see a speaker.
Oh no!
So that speaker makes a noise every single time his head turns.
Oh.
So, the demon toy box comes into effect here again. Where it was put away. You know, you're not playing with it, you gotta put it away and all that. Go to bed. Demon toy box takes effect, and you just hear for like a good hour and a half of just that a horrible clicking noise. To make matters worse, randomly within that thing's system, if memory serves correctly, it would just make transforming noises. You know, like this. So imagine being like an 8-year-old being tormented by that for like a good couple hours. Yeah, you're not sleeping. Eventually, what had to happen, and this is where this toy becomes 10 times even better. The only solution, because the batteries were built right in, and it's not like we had a screwdriver immediately, my dad just ripped the head off of it and then threw it away.
Oh my god!
So I had a headless transformer. It still transformed, though, which is even the funnier part. Barely anything was different.
Transform and roll out. Just no head.
Try Sesame now, robot from the afterlife.
Who is that? Oh, it's Starscream. It's Megatron. It's the neck wound.
Decapitator.
Decapitator. Does he decapitate? No, he's decapitated. Oh my god. We can talk about stuff like this more. This was fun.
Do you also have a noise-making story?
I have one more thing to share. I just thought of something. Cable, I found the real most disappointing toy in the world.
Oh my god, what is this?
Oh! I know, I'm putting that on screen.
Oh no!
I had that.
I like to call it the Best Buy Cyborg T-Rex.
Maddie, my little cousin was so scared of that when I got it for Christmas. He saw it and he wouldn't come near my room while I was playing with it. So, like, I felt so bad because I loved that thing so much, but it also didn't shut the fuck up.
Like, it was like, it like barely moved. It like inched along. It wasn't as cool as like it looked on like the cover, because you're like, okay, I'm going to get a remote control cyborg T-Rex toy. It's going to be super badass and cool and like shoot lasers from my eyes, and it did nothing of that. And looking this up, I found what I assumed to be a newer version of the toy, and apparently at some point they put a gun on its back.
What?
It's like, oh, well, fuck. But yeah, no, fuck that thing. That thing's stupid. I hate it. It's fucking stupid. Get off the screen, Chibi. I fucking hate it.
Need to rehash an old toy, put a gun on it.
That's pretty much all toys do is, like, projectiles on toys were cool, but it was like, I never used them as a kid, because it's like, the second you launch that missile, it flies off into the ether, never to be seen again. It's gone the second it's fired out.
Cable, I'm pretty sure you had a Buzz Lightyear.
Oh yeah, I had a Buzz and a Woody.
Now,
had the whole string of...
would you duck and cover when his laser went off?
No, I would flip his helmet up and just make him gasp, like. Oh wait, I got something to talk about. Jacariah Smith.
Yes.
Battle Beat-em-on.
Oh my god. Fucking the glorified marble launchers.
They were marble launchers that when I got it, I was so excited because I saw the TV show. they didn't come with the marbles. So you didn't launch anything. I spent so long trying to find things that would just fucking fit to fire off in there. But it's like, how do you use the main gimmick of the toy? They don't even fucking sell it. Oh, Battle Beat 'em On pissed me off when I got it. And I didn't even get it from a toy store. We were in a fucking, where were we? Oh, shit. We were in, like, a Marshall's. And you know how, like, clothes stores have that small, like, little leave the kids right there while, like, the parents go to buy clothes, like, toy section?
Yeah, that's where I bought DJ Hero from my brother for Christmas. Because it was $20 at Marshall's.
I bought Battle Beat 'em On. I was so excited for it. My mom bought it for me right there. I was like, oh, this is gonna be so cool. I get to go home and play with this. And then I got it, and I was like, Mom, there's no things with this. She's like, what do you? It didn't come with the thing. Well, I mean, that's what it was. That's what you picked up. But it didn't come with the thing. Well, that's what you picked out. And I was upset. And I played with it very grumpily for the rest of the day because I was mad. But I played with it to prove a point.
Jack, I was talking to Vilecrow earlier about that.
The creepy critters drinking
Dr. Dreadful was the coolest shit. We were talking about those toys. He asked me if he was trying to figure out what it was called because he couldn't remember. And I was like, dude, Dr. Dreadful, man. He's like, oh my god. He's like, they still make those. They still make Dr. Dreadful this day.
Dude, well, I guess it makes sense. Like, you know, kids just want to eat little gummy monsters.
Something I always wanted. They made a Harry Potter style one, and one of my friends used to have it. And I always wanted it for myself.
It wasn't good, but
I knew it wasn't gonna be good, but I still fucking wanted it.
Maybe you guys can help me because there's a toy I was trying to look for on Google Images, but I can't find it. I remember this specifically because, like, unlike Batty, I have actually like a sweet memory with this toy. Isn't it? But they were like these anthropomorphic, like, cyborg dinosaurs. Like, I remember the leader being like a triceratops or something. It had to be like early 2000s, and I remember them because when my mom first started dating my stepdad back then, like, he brought me to Toys R Us just out of the blue one day and just told me to go through the toy aisles and pick out anything that I wanted. And I found them because I remembered the TV show. And he bought me like 5 of them that day, and I remember having a lot of them. But the thing is, I can't remember what they're called, but I can very, very, like, vividly picture them.
The only thing I can think of is like Extreme Dinosaurs.
You know what that sounds like to me, Cable? This was probably a parody of the toy you're talking about, but there was a Billy and Mandy episode about that.
Yes, the Billy and Mandy thing was the parody.
Oh,
like,
my god!
You're thinking of Captain Gaylord, right?
Yeah.
Was it Extreme Dinosaurs? I don't think it was. It might have been Extreme Dinosaurs. I don't think this was it because they looked more futuristic. Like, they had like the visor and shit that would go over their face.
Yeah.
Or maybe I am just remembering the Billy and Mandy episode and I'm getting my memories mixed up.
It could be either or at this point.
It's just for the life of me, I can't remember it. I know if I had to, I could probably draw it, but
I'm just gonna start posting like whatever I find that might fit the bill. I don't know.
I'm looking at Extreme Dinosaurs right now. No. Like, they were humanoid. Alright, that's a subject for another thing. That's like something we can do later on, but
we're gonna find that at some point.
Do we have any more toy points we want to go over?
I got something. I'm trying to find a good image, but you know, I might just need to like just grab the logo or something.
Do you guys ever use Barbies as bladed weapons?
No. What? Okay.
Small soldiers.
So, me and my cousin, my cousin would always like find the weirdest fucking things to do, and one day we decided to fight each other with Barbies. Basically what it is, I said bladed weapons, but more akin to like a stabbing weapon, because you can basically just angle the legs.
Yeah, you can kill somebody with a Barbie.
Yeah, you could kill somebody with a Barbie, but we would just stab each other with Barbies.
She wears actual stiletto heels.
Yeah.
So
but those things hurt.
This isn't a toy per se, but you know, what's a toy but an object that you have fun with? Did you guys ever like? Because I never like watched Home Alone as a kid. I just naturally enjoyed rigging shit up with stuff I found around the house. And my grandma hates me because I taught my younger cousins how to do that before I got old and grew out of doing that. And, like, some of the shit that I did, like, you know what my favorite toy was? Duct tape.
Yes.
I might have told you guys this story, but I don't think I've told it on recording. I used to stay at my grandma's house after school, and then I would walk to my mom's job when she finished at work so we could go home. So I walked there when it was time for me to go meet her, and my grandma was coming home. But what my grandma did not know was I was having fun with duct tape in her house while she was gone. And not the outside of the cabinet where you can easily peel it off when you try to open it. I taped every single cabinet in her house from the inside and managed to keep them closed. So she went around opening it, and she was like, "Fucking cable!" And she called my mom, and my mom was like talking to me when we got home. She was like, "Did you tape Grandma's cabinet thing?" I was like, "Yeah." And that might not have been what made her so mad. What might have made her mad was it was clear tape, and I was alone. So I may or may not have the cabinets in the kitchen were taped from the inside out. I may or may not have made a clear barrier on the doorway of the kitchen to which she couldn't see when she walked into a thing of tape. And also, I wasted all her tape.
At least you didn't do that with a fucking toilet.
Dude, okay, I was about to say, I did kind of do that with a toilet.
What the fuck, Dan?
So I didn't just do
That's where
that.
doo-doo feces goes.
Oh my god, I had to get this toy up because I used this toy also. Holy shit.
Now, very quickly, I have an image set up that you might, I hope everyone here knows.
What you got?
Look.
Dex!
Fucking
Deck.
Tech Deck Dudes.
Yo, check that, dudes.
Yo, Tech Deck Dudes, the biggest waste of my money.
Not when you're sitting in class in high school and you're bored out of your mind and you
I
sit
can never
up
do
your
it.
pencils and your rulers and shit to be tech deck tracks.
The original fidget spinners.
Tech Deck Dudes were like really like, cause like I like them as as kids, but they seem like more like teenager toys.
Kind of, but here's the thing: is even adults can appreciate them most because again they're like fidget,
Yeah.
they're fidget like toys essentially.
Yeah. So for anybody who doesn't know, what Tech Deck Dude is like, you have this like little skateboard, this like miniature skateboard. It has graphics like an actual skateboard, and you can collect
They were officially
them.
licensed and everything.
And basically what you do is you would put 2 fingers on the side of the miniature skateboard and operate it as if like your hand was a skater, and you could do like little ollies with it, and you know, little like flips and tricks.
I could never do that because I was shit at it.
I found
Yeah, I never figured it out either.
I knew I had friends in the little lunchroom that did that shit. Holy fuck.
I found
Okay, guys. Do I talk about the underground Yu-Gi-Oh and Beyblade rings?
what?
The schoolyard Beyblade like rings.
Where we would gamble like actual things and money.
We should save that for another podcast because I think
Yeah,
we all
because I have a
stories
story for that also.
Oh no, I
Okay.
got mad stories.
I
on
want
that.
to tell you about these little fucking things. We're talking about duct tape and shit and putting stuff around, like saran wrap in toilets and stuff. Little kid me had real Ghostbusters toys, and these 2 little fuckers, you pull back the heads, and they were like little bear traps.
Oh god.
So I, at night, before I went to bed, thought it'd be funny if I snuck into the bathroom and put these little dudes in the toilet.
Did you nip nuts?
So that they would either snap nuts or bite butts.
What is it? What is it about fucking like doing things as kids where it's like causing harm or destruction is just that much fun.
It's
We are
funny.
all
I'm being yelled at by
Dennis
my
and
dad,
oh my God.
and my mom is in the, like, behind him cracking up like.
My grandma hated
It's
this shit. My grandma hated this shit. I took a car seat and I took like the stretchy parts of the seatbelt and I tied them to two different ends of a couch leg, like that where was in my grandmother's living room. So that thing basically functioned as a slingshot. And I was loading shit into it and pulling it back and launching it across the living room. And she just used to get so mad. Oh, wait a minute. No. Okay. This story alone, if anybody in my family ever heard it, would basically dox me. They'd know exactly who I was. And I think this will be the last story I can tell, at least, unless I think of something else. Can I tell you guys about the infamous Buzz Lightyear sword that was my grandmother's worst enemy?
You do tell.
I had a Buzz Lightyear themed broadsword, like a little plastic one. And I had a little habit that I did to everybody in my family because it was funny. Because I was small and I was quick and I was quiet. I just used to run around when nobody could see me with that sword. And then I would jump out of nowhere and go, "Hiya!" and stab them in the butt.
Is this it?
No, I'll find it. But
This was around the
bunch
same
of them,
time when you
apparently.
thought you could actually ninjetti corkscrew kick.
this was before I had seen the movie. But that's my grandmother made a habit of finding that sword whenever I was like at school or not there, and she would try her best to hide it so I could never find it. It was this one right here. So it was my grandma, it was everyone. I just used to run around. I used to run around ass stabbing people all the fucking time with this sword. And every time I did, she would go, "God damn it!" And she would snatch it out of my hand and I would just start laughing. And then I would follow her when she went to hide it, because we had like this big closet under the stairs. She would go in there, put it all the way in the back, and then go back to what she was doing. I'd wait 5 minutes, crawl into the closet, and go get it. Like, I would maneuver between bikes and other dangerous shit, and I'd grab the sword, and then I'd just go back into hiding. I would wait until I found my moment.
Oh
And
my god.
If I remember correctly, she got sick of it at one point to the point where she took it from me, and in front of me, she broke it in half.
Yes.
Oh my lord.
Because I just kept doing that to her, and she was sick of it. But that's the power of the Buzz Lightyear sword, my most infamous of weapon.
So you and I both had a toy weapon taken away from us. This one got taken away from me. Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad Sync Sword.
What the fuck is that name?
It's Gridman. But in America, it was called Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. Because they had to have their stupid themes on Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. And fucking... But the toys were cool as shit. And, oh my god. It's exactly like how it works in the show, where it's like the sword piece where it looks like the axe handle also, but it transforms into different, like the shield and the sword, or it turns into like the big hand axe. It actually turns into all that shit, and because of that, it was big enough that shit got taken away from me real fast.
I think every, like, or at least a lot of kids have that one thing, like, toy swords were my shit. I loved swords more than anything else.
Me too, because Power
This.
Rangers and shit.
This is pure evil incarnate.
Those things hurt.
I honestly, I have a story as to why. Like, you know, you have your Buzz Lightyear sword. I got my foam sword story. So, the thing is, when you buy these foam swords, like, I think we got these at, like, a Renaissance fair. So it was actually, like...
Yeah.
They're obviously way more expensive than they actually are normally. But that's besides the point.
You get those things for like $2.
No, actually, they're kind of expensive online.
Why? They're at Walmart.
But,
You know what? I have another one once you finish.
a funny thing about these swords that is to be noted is that the at the core of these foam swords is a like thick, like probably like quarter of an inch thick plastic rod that encompasses the whole like thing of this sword. So what me and my brother would do is, instead of like just fighting with the plastic swords, we found out very quickly that you could rip the foam part off at the hilt, and then almost like a sheath, and then you'd have the sword proper. And we would just fight with the plastic ends, but because they were plastic ends, you know, if it even hit your hand, it would hurt like a motherfucker. So our parents got really mad at us every single time we would do that, and they would just be like, "Stop doing that!" And then we'd wait for like a good like 10-15 minutes, and then immediately just unguard.
You know, my story's exactly the same, but with these fuckers.
Oh my god, the fucking Halloween katanas?
Yup. The ones you could get from any like fucking carnival as well. As a prize just for like hooking a duck.
Those things are...
Fucking A.
Oh my god.
I remember those things too. Those things like eventually like they like split.
And they become more dangerous.
They kind of do, because now they have like razor thin plastic.
God,
Oh, did you put the sink sword on screen?
Yes. Oh.
Ah,
no.
cool.
I did not. Let me go put that on the screen real quick.
Yeah, I got it. People gonna see how absurd this fucking thing is.
Jack, those fucking Halloween katanas, they used to come with like the like all the ninja equipment, because I used to always want to be a ninja for Halloween. Do you remember the little ninja stars that came in the ring?
Yeah!
So I found out very early on, because I didn't know you weren't supposed to do this. You're supposed to keep them in the ring. I popped those bitches out of the ring and sharpened the points up.
Oh no!
So I had legitimate ninja stars. And I had like... I used to, and they weren't just like, oh, they were just slightly pointy. I would whip those shits at like cork boards and they would stick in, because my aunt showed me how to like really like sharpen them down.
Oh god.
Jesus Christ.
Like come Halloween, it was like, oh, if I don't get candy, and then I see where this is going.
I am prepared.
We got on for like 2 hours about toys. And I need to stop because I can go on for like.
I can keep going too. I have one more story that's more adorable than anything else, but it's not a toy. But all it'll be is it's just gonna give you an idea of how fucking silly little kid Cable is.
Like I could tell more toy stories, but you guys would find out what a massively spoiled little shit I was.
Me and you, Dan, will have a spoiled conversation about toys.
Because between my mom and my grandmother and my brother's hand-me-down toys, I had like
Everything.
I had almost every fucking toy that was coming out.
And you know, I got a full Voltron from my uncle.
That's cool as shit.
But I didn't know what Voltron was.
Dude, I had the actual talking Teddy Ruxpin and Grubby and shit. Like the ones where you put the D cells in the back and he reads you stories.
Aw, I've only seen those. I've never actually had one.
If you had the little cord to stick between in his back where the tape machine is, and you also plug it in the Grubby, their mouths sync up with the story.
That's fucking
and like
cool.
each talk with their own voices.
Oh, that's cool.
But
That's really
didn't
neat.
just have those. This is how spoiled it was. I also had a 3 set of those for Sesame Street. Because I had a Big Bird, an Oscar the Grouch, and Cookie Monster that did that shit too. And they were big. They were like kid-sized. So if you're like 4 years old, they were like as big as you.
I don't think I want Oscar the Grouch telling me stories.
Hey, get the hell out of here.
I love
Larry,
Oscar the
just-
Grouch.
Oscar's cool.
Alright, so I'm gonna tell you about Little Red Riding Hood. You know, she was a dumb broad who decided that she wanted to go do some shit.
Let me tell you about Peter and the magical tetanus knife.
Before we end it, I feel like, Batty, you'd appreciate this more than anything else. Would you like to know what my favorite toy was when I was maybe around like 7 or 8 years old?
What?
A pair of overly large blue pants.
Why?
I don't know. I was very small. I don't even know where those pants came from, but they were like large enough to the point where it was like if people were looking for me, I was just crawling around the floor pretending to be a snake in overly large blue pants. Like I would crawl into the pant leg and stick my head out.
No wonder you associate so well with Freddy Got Fingered.
Shut up! I'm not gory.
You kind of are, Cable.
I found treasurable scuba diving, Dad.
Get out of my scuba gear, you imbecile!
I'm not Gordy, alright? I had fun with blue pants. And I remember them very clearly, too. Like, when they would get washed, I would be mad. I would be mad. Like, I would be like, Mom, I can't find my pants! And she'd be like, they're drying, and then as soon as they came out of the dryer, I would pull them out, crawl into the pants, and then that would just be it. I don't even know whose pants they were. I think I might have stole somebody's pants as a kid, just to play with them.
You need to buy some, like, overly comical size, like, blue pants nowadays, where you can fit into one pant leg entirely. That's how you propose to someone, when you like, would you be my other leg?
I thought about that, not but anytime I think back on the past, I'm like, you know, I should look into getting some overly large blue pants. But at this point, I'm done. Anything else I can tell you is just random stupid stories I'll remember as we go, but that's all I got on toys.
I think I have a lot of stories, but they can be saved for different podcasts, I feel. There's like a lot of overlap with toys and like kids' stories.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
God.
May or may not be depressing, depending on who's saying them.
They're only depressing because you didn't have a pair of big blue pants to play around in.
That was really my problem, Cable. I didn't have a pair of big blue pants.
Yeah.
If I had a pair of big blue pants, everything would have been fixed.
You know, but before we do anything, like before we sign off, I'm just scrolling through Streamlabs at the current moment and realize something. Y'all motherfuckers don't delete shit. Knuckles,
No,
the
we leave
Patreon.
everything in there. You never know when you're gonna need that, Chibi.
You never know, Chibi.
Oh, so we're supposed to usher in Halloween.
You need
I mean,
Splinter
it already
singing the
is.
Star-Spangled Banner.
I wish we could use it, but... That was the Toy Podcast, everyone.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. We hope you have a
Listen to our
good time.
nonsense.
Leave in the comments below some of your favorite toys. Tell us what you like to play with. They don't have to be toys. I played with pants.
And then tell us how many people you harmed with them.
Yes. Bye, everybody.
Bye.